Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Constantinides and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Constantinides and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. For weeks, Houthi rebels in Yemen have launched drone and rocket attacks against commercial and military ships in the Red Sea and the Bab al-Mandab Strait, a passage that links the Red Sea to the Arabian Sea. The Houthis are a minority Shiite Muslim sect in Yemen. Their numbers exceed several hundred thousand, making up about 1/3 of the Yemen population. The majority are Sunni Muslims. The two groups have been fighting each other for control for years. After Hamas's October 7th terror attack on Israel and Gaza, Hamas's allies, including the Houthis and the Lebanon-based Hezbollah, both of which are supported by Iran, like Hamas, vowed to support the Palestinian militants. The Houthis, along with the Hezbollah and Hamas, are part of an alliance that Iran defines as the axis of resistance against Israel. All of these groups, including Iran, dispute Israel's right to exist as a nation and regularly clash with Israel. A Houthi spokesman said this week that its naval operation were being carried out to support the Palestinian people in confronting the aggression and siege on Gaza. He added that the Red Sea attacks were not intended as a show of force nor a challenge to anyone. The threat to shipping in the area continues to disrupt the logistics of some of the world's biggest sea cargo lines and oil companies. The Houthis are not designated as a terrorist organization by the Biden administration. Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama backed down on Tuesday for a second time this month, allowing the Senate to unanimously confirm 11 remaining top military nominees after months of delaying hundreds of confirmations. The move comes weeks after Tuberville released the majority of his holds, which began earlier this year over his opposition to the Pentagon policy of reimbursing service members who have to travel to receive reproductive health care. The months-long standoff delayed the confirmations of more than 450 top military nominees. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimate that a new coronavirus subvariant, JN1, is causing about 20% of new COVID infections in the country. Taking the title as the fastest growing strain, it's already dominant in the Northeast, where it accounts for about 1/3 of new infections. JN1 is a descendant of BA.2.86, a subvariant that came to the world's attention over the summer because of the large number of changes to its spike proteins. The CDC estimates that the prevalence of JN1 has more than doubled in the U.S. between late November and mid-December. The World Health Organization named it a variant of interest on Tuesday because of its rapidly increasing spread, but noted that the additional public health risk remains low. The Quaker Oats Company has voluntarily recalled a number of its granola bars and granola-based cereals due to potential contamination from salmonella. The recalled products include multiple flavors of its popular Chewy granola bars, its Chewy Dips granola bars, and the granola bars that were part of several Frito-Lay snack packs. According to the company, the recalled products were distributed for sale throughout all 50 United States and in some U.S. territories, including Guam, Puerto Rico, and Saipan. The potentially affected products were available at big box retailers, including Sam's Club, Target, and Walmart, as well as several supermarket chains. Quaker Oats said they have yet to receive any confirmed reports of illness or hospitalization related to the products in recall, but a full list of recalled items can be found on fda.gov/safety. Costco's hottest item has been announced, but it isn't the company's delicious hot dogs or rotisserie chickens. Online shoppers are buying and selling out Costco's latest hit, gold. According to Costco's Chief Financial Officer, Richard Galanti, the retail warehousing giant sold more than $100 million worth of the precious metal in its fiscal first quarter, which ended on November 26th. The gold bars were listed at a price point of $2,069.99 an ounce on Friday. Galante said that the 1-ounce bars typically sell out within a few hours of the website being restocked. Customers are limited to 2 bars per Costco membership, making it difficult to build a real position in the precious metal. Members generally seem satisfied with their purchase, though, with a 4.9-star rating on Costco's website and nearly 800 reviews. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
He was surprised to find out that he has elevated blood pressure, which could turn into high blood pressure. So he talked with his doctor about a healthy path to get his numbers down. He quit smoking, which makes a big difference for his overall heart health. He also cut down on salt by watching out for high sodium on food labels and added a 30-minute walk 5 days a week to his routine. These healthy steps weren't easy, but lowering his blood pressure was worth it. Learn more about his healthy path.
Welcome back. The Level 3 storm on Monday that caused power outages and road closures across the state didn't miss Braintree. The biggest headache for locals came at the busy Five Corners intersection, where the overhead traffic lights came down during the morning commute hours and weren't raised back up until around 8 p.m. Five Corners is the intersection where Franklin, Granite, and West Streets connect, serving as a major thoroughfare for drivers locally. Coming as no surprise, the damage was caused by winds as Norfolk County registered the highest wind gusts in the state, with a 90-mile-per-hour gust record in Milton near the Blue Hills and gusts about 60 miles per hour recorded in Norwood and Weymouth. On Tuesday, December 19th, the Town Council's final meeting of the year was held. The MBTA Communities Development was a prioritized discussion to get plans submitted to the state before their December 29th deadline. Melissa Santucci-Rossi gave her third and final presentation to the Town Council for their approval of the plan. Some residents attended the public hearing to voice their opposition and concerns. Here's more from the presentation.
Thank you very much, Madam President and members of the council. Pleasure to be here this evening. This is my third tour for the MBTA communities. I do have a presentation. Most of you probably have seen this by now. Nonetheless, we do have some members of the public, and this is the official hearing, so I will be doing the full presentation and then obviously available for any questions or clarifications as needed from the council members. So what is MBTA community? And believe it or not, it's this page that you see right here. It's a section of the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 40A. A new section was added, Section 3A. And as you can see here, it's very brief, and it talks about the need to create one reasonably sized district that units that provide for multifamily housing without age restriction and suitable for families and children. For the purpose of this section, a district of reasonable size shall have a minimum gross density of 15 units per acre, subject to any further limitations imposed by Chapter 40 of Chapter 135 and Title 5, which relates to septic and not overly relative to us, of the State Environmental Code, and not be located more than a half a mile from commuter rail, subway station, ferry terminal, or bus station if applicable. Under B here is where the state tells you if you don't do and comply with the MBTA communities, what are we going to do from different forms of funding and how are we going to essentially almost penalize you. The Housing Choice Initiative was one of those. The second one is the Local Capital Project Fund, and the third is the Mass Works Infrastructure Program, and I'm going to get into a little more detail on those in further slides. And then C is really the meat of all of this statute here, where it says the Department of Housing and Community Development, which is now the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities, in consultation with the MBTA and the Mass DOT, shall promulgate guidelines to determine if an MBTA community is in compliance with this section. And the guidelines that have been amended at least 3 times to date is really where the bulk of what you need to do, how you need to do it, and how you're going to comply with this initiative is really spelled out in detail.
On another note, Tuesday night's meeting was also the final meeting for Mayor Charles Kokoris, District 4 Town Councilor Stephen O'Brien, and District 6 Town Councilor Lawrence Mackin. The 3 were awarded for their work and dedication to the community. Here's more from the Council President.
I know people's families are here tonight, so we do have several commendations to offer for some of our retiring public servants. We have, and I'd love to, thank you, Clerk Semino. What I'll do is we'll announce our retiring public servants, and then we have some parting gifts from the council for each of you and allow anybody who would like to speak. So first, thank you so much to Councilor Stephen O'Brien, District 4 Councilor, I believe for a decade. So thank you very much for your service. And Councilor Mackin will be departing, our District 6 Councilor, and Councilor Mackin, we'd like to thank you as well on behalf of the council.
Tonight's my last meeting, and it's really been an honor and a pleasure to serve in this position. I've got to know a lot of great people. It was an amazing experience, and I really learned a lot, and I know sometimes some of the things I said and did aggravated a lot of people, and that was a lot of fun for me, so thank you all for that. And, really, I have no regrets about doing this, and I wish everyone all the best going forward, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Mackin.
So residents of Braintree, because you're the important people, it has been my honor to represent District 4 while also giving back to the town of Braintree that I love. Today is the last meeting of my 5th term as a Braintree Town Councilor. My focus is and has been to ensure Braintree is a better place for those of us that live and work here. As I close out my final thoughts, I would be remiss if I did not thank my family. My daughter Stephanie is here tonight, and particularly my wife, for putting up with my penchant for going all in and being a thorn in her side over these many years. Thank you, Valeria. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Councilor O'Brien. And thank you to your family for being here this evening. We'd now like to present a commendation to our outgoing Mayor, Charles Kokoros, who I believe we're going on 3 decades of service to the town of Braintree. Councilor Ryan, do you want to bring that up? Thank you, Mayor Kokoros, and we'll do a photo.
Most importantly, I just want to once again thank my family for all their love and support they've given me over the years, and I'm very proud of my boys, and very proud of my new grandson. And lastly, I just want to thank each and every one of the residents of my town, Braintree, our town, Braintree, and thank each and every one of them for all the opportunities, and thank you folks for giving me an opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Kokoros.
To watch the full meeting, head to BCAM TV's government channels, Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 26, or head to youtube.com/BCAMTV. The Giving Tree is a holiday tradition that helps people spread holiday cheer to families who need a boost for the season. In Braintree, Simon Property Group is collaborating with the nonprofit Cradles to Crayons at 6 of its Massachusetts malls this year, which includes the South Shore Plaza. During the holiday gift drive, participants can choose a holiday wish from the Giving Tree and fulfill the wishes by purchasing gifts and returning them unwrapped along with the card to the Giving Tree's locations at each shopping center. Desired items include jackets, sweaters, boots, and other winter necessities. The Giving Tree is currently at South Shore Plaza and will continue to be in the mall until January 1st. Grab a tag from the tree on the lower level near Nordstrom and drop the gift off at the mall management office located near K Jewelers. The town of Braintree wants to remind residents of some trash and recycling updates as we head into the winter. Please remember to keep cart lids closed to avoid things tumbling out as snow and wind become more prevalent. Bags and items should not be piled high in the carts as it prevents lids from being securely closed. Also, carts should not be placed on top of snow piles as this may cause them to tip and spill. When in doubt about what to recycle, just head to recyclesmartma.org and enter the item in question. You can also go to braintreema.gov/recycling and see all the trash and recycling related information for Braintree. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
It's that time of the year again, flu season. Getting vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19 can help keep you, your family, and your community healthy. You can even get both vaccines at the same time. Visit mass.gov/flushot to learn more.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Officials said a Hingham man was killed when a tree fell on a trailer in Hanover during Monday morning's storm. The man was identified as 89-year-old Robert Horkey. Horkey suffered severe head injuries while he was trapped inside the trailer. The man was pulled out by Hanover police and firefighters and was taken to South Shore Hospital in Weymouth, where he was pronounced dead. According to Plymouth County District Attorney Timothy Cruz, the accident occurred just outside 99 Industrial Way. The Level 3 storm brought heavy rain and high winds that tore down trees and cut power for National Grid and Eversource customers on the South Shore. The Salvation Army Red Kettle Holiday Campaign got an unexpected surprise last week. While counting money donated through the Red Kettles across multiple Massachusetts locations, a woman from the Salvation Army said that she found a wedding band, an engagement ring, and a note inside a kettle that was used to collect donations outside the market basket in Waltham. The anonymous donor wrote, quote, "This ring is being given in love for a second time. Like the first time, I hope that this ring will bring joy and make a difference," end quote. The ring's estimated value was $1,500. The Salvation Army said that value would be put directly toward helping families and others in need in the Waltham area this holiday season. A tradition of donating wedding rings through the Salvation Army's kettle dates back to at least 2014, when a widow donated her wedding and diamond engagement rings outside of Boston's North Station. Every family has its own traditions for the holiday season, whether it involves gifts, food, decorations, music, get-togethers, or all of the above. Here are a couple of local events that may bring back memories and might create new ones. First up, tradition returns to Symphony Hall through December 24th with the 2023 Holiday Pops concert. Rejoice as conductor Keith Lockhart and the Boston Pops return for a performance filled with holiday music favorites, the Pops sing-along, and a visit from Santa Claus himself. Started in 1973, these concerts take place in the magical atmosphere of the world-famous Symphony Hall, beautifully decorated to evoke all the magic and charm of the season. Head to bso.org for more information. Then adventure comes to life on the Polar Express on Cape Cod Railroad. The train departs for a round-trip journey to the North Pole led by the merrymaking cast. Set to the sound of the motion picture soundtrack, passengers will relive the magic of the classic story as they are whisked away on the Polar Express for a 1 to 1.5 hour trip to meet Santa Claus. Santa and his elves board the train at the North Pole to greet passengers, and each guest is given the first gift of Christmas. Each child will take home a keepsake sleigh bell and souvenir golden ticket in addition to the wonderful memories made on this magical trip. Last but definitely not least is the Winter Lights display at Eleanor Cabot Bradley Estate in Canton. You and the family can enjoy the walkable light display as they sparkle with thousands of shimmering and artfully designed holiday lights. There are a number of things to do, including scavenger hunts, crafts, seasonal characters and experiences, food, refreshments, and much more. The walk is about a half mile and should take about an hour. Winter Lights runs Wednesdays through Sundays until January 6th. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment. Welcome back to Braintree Today. The holiday season is here, which means it's time to snuggle up on the couch with a warm cup of hot cocoa and cue up some holiday flicks. Today in entertainment, we have 3 movie recommendations to help you celebrate the holidays. First, Christmas with the Cranks follows Luther and Nora Crank, who decide to skip Christmas since their daughter is away. However, this doesn't sit well with their Christmas-obsessed neighbors, who are determined to win the annual Best Decorated Street competition. The Cranks soon find themselves as the social outcasts because of their lack of Christmas spirit. The film stars Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen. You can watch Christmas with the Cranks now on Prime Video. Next, A Christmas Carol follows Ebenezer Scrooge, who begins the Christmas holiday with his usual miserly contempt. But when 3 ghosts take him on a journey revealing long-buried truths, he must open his heart to undo years of ill will before it's too late. The film stars Jim Carrey, and you can watch A Christmas Carol now on Disney+. Finally, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation follows Clark Griswold, who wants to have a perfect family Christmas. However, things go south quickly as his cousin Eddie and his family show up unexpectedly and start living in their camper on the Griswold property. The film stars Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. You can watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation now on Hulu. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. I'm Martha Constantinidis, and for the staff at BCAM, Bill, Jerry, Sarah, Christine, Mike, David, John, Chris, and Wes, we wish you a happy and healthy holiday season.